Hey, welcome to the UFC Fight Night Hooker versus Sarukian fight pick. We got an interesting UFC fight night here in Qatar. Whoever watched my video, I went, ooh, we did so good on our picks. Go look at my fight predictions. Man, I did amazing on that. I got everything wrong but one fight, and it was because the opponent switched out last minute that I was not aware of, because I think it happened that same day that I was recording. But go back and watch that and tell me I ain't know about this. I know ball. Granted, I didn't pick the outcomes correctly, but still got them right, you know? I won't do the prelims just because I don't know much about these fighters. I'll do the ones that I do know. This is a pretty big step up in competition for Alexandre Pantoja. Yeah, he held his own against Umar. He's fighting Topuria though. Topuria's brother, older brother. 6-1 record for Topuria. Almakan has 12-2. His other losses against some very tough competition. Topuria is more of a heavy boxer though. Unless Almakan can find a way to, you know, make Topuria wrestle, I think he loses here. Yeah, I think Topuria by decision versus Tagir Ulanbekov. A flyweight fight here, number 11 versus an unranked opponent here. I don't know who this guy Kyoji is. God, his picture is so outdated. It looks like he's bounced out of the UFC and is now coming back, being that his last fight in the UFC was 2016. What are they doing? I mean, what is the UFC doing? Regardless, though, give me Tagir Ulanbekov here, just simply because I don't know who the other guy is. I don't know his game. So if I pick wrong, apologies. Shamil Gaziev versus Sergey Spivak. Give me Gaziev here. I think he gets it done by knockout. Knockout for Gaziev. Well, Spivak is just a wrestler. You know, he's going to try and grapple with Gaziev and tire him out and beat him by ground and pound, which I don't think he'll be able to do. I think Gaziev gets this done by KO in the second round. Orolobai is fighting Hermanson. Orolobai. I'm somewhat familiar with your game, brother. Jack Hermanson, though, just got completely slept in his last fight, I believe. Yeah, it was the one that it was a scary knockout for him. Tough. Coming back from that. Orolobai is known to be what the heck? This is fighting at welterweight? Hermanson's dropping down? What? And I mean, give me Orolobai here. And we got Volkan Ozdemir versus Alonzo Menafield. Another fight I don't really know much about, these two fighters. Menafield has, I think, looked pretty good though. I might not know ball. But give me Menafield. I think he wins here. Remember the name Muhammad versus Machado Gary. Despite Bilal being a lackluster fighter and not as entertaining as others, I think he'll make this close. That fight that he had against JDM for the title was pretty close. His striking is a lot better now. We'll see how much he grapples with Ian Gary. I don't think much though. I think this will primarily be a stand-up fight, which, you know, Gary's striking is better than Muhammad's for sure, but I think Bilal carries better boxing than Ian. But yeah, I think the height here will be the difference because Ian Gary is a lot taller than Bilal. And I think that'll play a huge role in striking. Despite only having a 2-inch reach advantage, or 2.5-inch reach advantage, I think Ian will get the better of the exchanges here. For this fight though, Bilal versus Gary. Give me Ian Gary by decision. Alright, our main event for this UFC fight night. Arman Sarukian versus Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker's kind of found a resurgence in his career now, getting back into the win column. I rewatched his Gamrot fight and, oh man, he was so hittable in that fight. But he's just a dog that he just comes forward and just marches you down. He's great at pressuring, which caused Gamrot to be unsure of the wrestling and basically nullified his wrestling for a majority of the fight. I think it'll be very different with Sarukian though. Sarukian has shown that he has better striking than Gamrot. I think Sarukian is just a level above what Gamrot was, a level above Hooker. I just don't know how Dan Hooker deals with that wrestling, that pressure. Yeah, man, it's tough competition here for Dan. I think Sarukian wins this by submission in the third round. I could be wrong though. Dan might be able to catch him and sleep him, but I think Sarukian is just better, well equipped, or he's just well equipped to stop that forward pressure from Dan Hooker and get this fight on the ground and finish it. This also could be a number one contender fight. If Dan Hooker wins this, somehow he's gonna get a title shot, which is crazy to say, but yeah, very possible. That has been our UFC Fight Night Sarukian versus Hooker fight predictions. It wasn't really that in depth because I don't really know much about these fighters that are fighting other than the main and co-main event. So apologies, but interesting stuff to look forward to for the UFC this weekend. Yeah, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next UFC video. Peace.